Hey everyone, welcome back to Breaking the Cycle. I'm Kelly, and this is episode 9 of the podcast. And if you're new here, this is also my Substack newsletter read out loud, so you can learn on the go without losing anything. I had a client recently who was doing everything right, working out 5 to 6 days a week, meal prepping every Sunday, supplements, meditation, the whole thing. And she was freaking exhausted, gaining weight, constantly sick, couldn't recover from her workouts. She looked at me and said, I don't understand. I'm doing all the right things. So why do I feel so terrible? I looked at her and I asked her this one simple question. How much are you sleeping? She said 5, maybe 6 hours, but I'm fine. I've always been like this. And there it was. She was ignoring one pillar, the foundational pillar, and it was quietly destroying everything else she was working so hard to build. Today, I'm breaking down the 5 pillars of health, why all 5 matter, and why doing 4 of them really well while ignoring the possible 5th one will still leave you feeling like hot garbage. Let's get into it. So, my client who was sleeping around 5 to 6 hours, I'm fine, you're fine, everything's fine, the whole world is burning. There it was. She was ignoring one pillar, and it is one of the most foundational pillars that we have, and it is sleep. And it was destroying all of her other efforts. No amount of exercise, clean eating, or meditation could compensate for her chronic sleep deprivation. You cannot supplement your way out of crappy sleep. You can't positive think your way through it. And this is exactly why I built my coaching around the 5 pillars, not just one, because health isn't about doing one thing really well. It's about doing 5 things consistently well. Keyword consistency. Here are the 5 pillars and a little background on each. Pillar 1 is going to be sleep. This is our foundation. Everything else falls apart without good quality sleep. When you don't sleep enough, your hunger hormones go haywire, you crave sugar, you skip workouts because you're freaking exhausted, your stress skyrockets, you snap at your son and your husband, poor people, or wife, and your body cannot recover. Sleep is not negotiable. It's when your body repairs, your brain detoxifies, your hormones regulate, and your immune system rebuilds. 7 to 8 hours is ideal and non negotiable if you want to gain muscle, gain your health back, and reduce possible diseases in the future. Pillar number 2 is going to be stress management. Chronic stress is the silent destroyer of health. It raises cortisol, which increases inflammation, disrupts sleep, drives weight gain, especially around your midsection, tanks your immune system, and ages you faster. You can eat perfectly and work out daily, but if you're chronically stressed, your body is in constant fight or flight mode. Nothing else works properly. And let's be honest, show me somebody who isn't stressed. Anybody that I talk to, any business owners, anybody that is a parent, anybody that owns multiple animals, you don't even have to be a parent. If you have multiple animals, you get home and the dog has ripped up the couch cushions that you just spent $500 on. Doesn't matter what it is. Stress is constantly destroying us. And there's one other thing that I want to talk about real quick. Back in the day, they didn't have phones. They didn't have notifications dinging on our Apple Watches. Literally just when I wear my Apple Watch, and if I don't have my phone on Do Not Disturb, and there's Instagram and there's emails popping up, my watch is constantly buzzing. Literally every time I feel like my watch buzzes, my stress gets higher. So stress management is not optional. It is survival. Pillar number 3, recovery. So training obviously breaks down your body, and to build muscle, you do it in recovery. Recovery builds it back stronger. If you're working out hard but not recovering, which can include stretching, mobility work, rest days, heat therapy, proper nutrition, little plug, get a massage because, that's how I started this whole shindig. You're just accumulating damage. You don't get stronger in the gym. You get stronger when you rest. Pillar number 4, nutrition. Food is fuel and medicine. So what you eat affects your energy, your mood, your recovery, your sleep, your inflammation levels, your disease risk, everything. You cannot out-train a bad diet. You can't supplement your way out of eating processed garbage all day. So if you eat fairly healthy foods, pretty clean, nothing like high sugar, high junk, you don't run through McDonald's drive-thrus all the time. If you work out after you eat the healthier food, you feel freaking fantastic. You feel wonderful. You feel like the car is running on premium fuel. Eat some crap. Let me know how that feels. You're sweating your ass off. You feel like crap. You feel like you can't make it through the workout. And that just shows you that your body is not running on good fuel. So, whole foods, adequate protein, hydration, it is the foundation for nutrition. Pillar number 5 is going to be movement. Your body was designed to move. When it doesn't move, everything breaks down. Movement is not about weight loss or looking good. It is about the longevity game, bone health, mental health, disease prevention, and being able to do life without pain or minimal pain. Strength training, daily walking, mobility work, movement is medicine. So here's the thing. All 5 pillars work together. They're interconnected. When you sleep well, you have energy to work out and make better food choices. When you manage that stress, you sleep better and you can recover faster from workouts. When you eat well, you have fuel for movement and your mood improves. When you move, your stress decreases and you sleep deeper. But when you ignore just one of the pillars, the whole system can start to collapse. You can't exercise your way out of chronic stress. Unfortunately, you can't eat your way out of sleep deprivation. You can't meditate your way out of a sedentary lifestyle. You need all 5. So here's what I want you to do. Rate yourself honestly on each pillar, 1 being absolute shit garbage, and 10 being you are a freaking rock star. Let's go sleep, stress management, recovery, nutrition, and movement. And be honest with yourself. On a scale of 1 to 10, where do you rate yourself on all those? Whatever scored lowest, that's where you start. Not all at once. Just pick 1 pillar. Focus on it for 2 to 4 weeks, build the habits, build the skills, make it consistent, keyword, then move to the next one. Brick on top of brick until a house is built. This is exactly what I do with all of my coaching clients. If you tell somebody today, I want you to build a house, they're going to be like, okay, where do I start? But if you tell them, I want you to place this 1 brick, put some concrete on it, put it on the pillar. Tomorrow, I want you to put some concrete on another brick and stack that brick. Brick on top of brick is how we build houses. So in my coaching, we assess all 5 pillars, identify the weakest link, and systematically we build them up one at a time in a way that actually fits their life. Because we all know, like, who the heck has time to do 30 minutes of meditation in the morning, get morning sunlight, drink our coffee, drink our water, drink our mushroom coffee, get sunlight again, put our feet in the grass, take a bath. Like, nobody has time for all that crap. So let's start small. Let's start slow. It's how I do it in my coaching practice. I work with how the person's life is, how busy they are. And if you could think of one thing to do on your hardest day, a day that falls apart, like you wake up, you're sick, your child's sick, puking in the toilet, you have 18 projects due at work, your husband or wife is freaking out because they don't have clean clothes and the laundry is piled to the bejesus belt. Think about one skill and one task that you could get done even on that day. That is where we start, because sustainable change is not about doing everything perfectly all at once. It's about building a foundation, one pillar at a time, and that is what lasts. That is what the long game is about, and that is sustainable. You cannot ignore any of these pillars, but you also don't have to fix everything today. Start with one and build from there. If you're interested in one on one coaching, please let me know. I will link it in the show notes. Hit me up. Let me know what you're dealing with. I'd love to chat with you and see if I can help you. If this resonated with you, subscribe to the Breaking the Cycle newsletter on Substack, where I go even deeper every week. And if you're a paid subscriber, you're going to get a bunch of awesome free protocols directly to your inbox as soon as you pay. So, next episode, we are taking a look at the only function of our autonomic nervous system that we can actually consciously control: our breath. Until next time, let's break that cycle.